What's going on, my beautiful people of Ireland? We're back again with another banging political video on County Gains news media. Okay, of course, the #1 news media outlet in Ireland. Okay, way above any news media channel. Okay, I'm the best there ever is, guys. The best there ever was and there ever will be. County Gains news media. Today we have a harsh truth about the Coolock riots. This is obviously presented by Gript Media. I actually don't know too much about this. I've kind of been looking into it recently. Not really sure exactly where their stance is on like immigration and asylum seeking people. Of course, people should be granted asylum on some levels, somewhat, guys, but maybe like, 2,000, 3,000 people a year. I think that's what our system is able to handle. And I think last year the number was like 200,000. So obviously it's not great, guys. It's not good for the economy. I think the economy will probably collapse in Ireland. I'm just taking it from a merely economy standpoint, but even if you want to talk about a humanitarian standpoint, guys, putting thousands of people into a house together with no amenities is insane, right? But obviously, guys, I'm not really against immigration on a basic level. Of course, families can immigrate from place to place if you have a good job at Google, Amazon. If you want to come from the flipping US to come work here, or Canada, or if you want to come from China, whatever, guys, you can try and get past the immigration team here. But it's just that, because everyone here is immigrants, guys. All my friends are immigrants from Europe. My girl's an immigrant. My mom is an immigrant. Like, my dad is obviously Irish. But at the same time, guys, just pouring people into the country, guys, is not going to do anything good. Yeah, that's not a good thing to do, guys, of course. From a humanitarian standpoint, it's shocking. But I haven't looked much into this one, so it should be impressive. We got Gript Media on this one, guys. Make sure to comment down below. All the haters, please keep hating. Let's get it, guys.
This week, rioting erupted in the working class area of Coolock in Dublin after arsonists set fire to a site that the government had planned to use to house 500 asylum seekers. The Garda Public Order Unit responded, which resulted in violent clashes between police and local rioters, with pepper spray and shields being deployed as locals were baton charged and police vehicles were attacked. For months now in this country, we've seen numerous riots in working class areas in response to the government's immigration policy, from the scenes in Newtown Mount Kennedy in Wicklow, which resulted in similar fiery clashes, to the burning and rioting scene in inner city Dublin before that. This is starting to become almost commonplace now. Every few months, we see the same cycle repeated again and again, where the state tries to force a deeply divisive policy onto a local area, then the local residents say no, only to be ignored and rebuffed, and then tensions build and build until, before you know it, things are on fire and people are getting bludgeoned over the head with clubs. That is becoming the new normal in this country lately, and it's making a mockery of the idea of policing by consent.
In Ireland, policing has always been by consent, never by coercion.
But in the aftermath of all these chaotic events, we often hear politicians and commentators describe these scenes as shocking. And I have to say, I find that particular line of commentary a little bit odd, considering the fact that politicians were fully aware that this exact outcome would transpire as a result of their policies. In May of 2022, in the very early days of the Russia-Ukraine war, the Irish government received a secret cabinet memo which warned them that a large influx of asylum seekers could damage social cohesion in Ireland, particularly in deprived areas. As reported by the Irish Independent at the time, secret cabinet memo warns of the threat to social cohesion over Ukrainian refugees.
So like I said, guys, like, Ireland is like filled with loads of different people. Like, it's super diverse. It's probably one of the most diverse countries I've ever lived in, guys. Okay, Ireland, of course. Now, like Ben Scallon, he's half Jamaican, half Irish. Most people here are half. And even if you're not, guys, that's fine. Like, no one's really against immigration like that, like I said. But we can handle like 3,000 immigrants, like families and stuff like that, coming every single year. But this sort of like pouring in like thousands of people. Like, I think there was like 200,000 last year. That's like, 200 times the amount that we're able to handle, guys. It's a bit insane. And not even talking about from a I don't care where they're coming from. They could be flipping poor Americans coming back over. Oh, I'm Irish, People wouldn't want that either, guys, or whatever country you're from the flipping Middle East, whatever, it doesn't really matter. The problem is, it's just like the country can't sustain that type of thing, guys. And I'll be interested to see where this leads, guys. I actually just, I want to see where this goes, because I've been sitting back kind of watching these videos like, man, like this just doesn't seem like somewhat of a crazy idea, of a good idea. when you have literally these videos getting 55,000 views in a matter of a day. It's probably got more now. Like crazy. These videos are blowing up on YouTube. So
the government has been secretly warned that the arrival of tens of thousands of Ukrainian refugees into towns and cities across the country poses a risk to social cohesion and integration, particularly among deprived communities.
they're like putting people into like poor areas. Like, bro, this isn't going to end well. This is like a crazy idea.
It identified what is being described as downstream effects on local population, and in particular deprived communities, that create risks for social cohesion and integration. The analysis also outlines the potential risk to public services, where it noted that there is already unmet demand. It also highlighted the potential for disruption to transport and travel, the tourism industry, and the coalition's budget and policy priorities. The same report also warned of a, quote, looming accommodation crisis where large numbers of asylum seekers could end up homeless with no accommodation.
Dude, we don't even have accommodation in Ireland, guys. I'm telling you guys might think anything about me from watching this video, me reacting to it, but we don't even have accommodation in Ireland for the citizens, guys. Like, dude, if you want to come to Ireland and sleep on the street with no job, do very well, guys. I was in Canada. Bro, there is like all the people I know have left to Canada, the Middle East, you know, all these different places to find jobs. If you want to come here and try and work, good luck. I'm working on the internet, guys. All right, if you want to have some sort of living good standard of living, good luck coming to Ireland, guys. It is not the land of prosperity and hope and all this sort of thing that they try and like, you know, push. It's really not, guys. It's not good here at all, matter of fact.
I wonder why that rings a bell. Something about that sounds oddly familiar, doesn't
Jesus.
it? So honestly, I don't know what politicians were expecting to happen here exactly. Their own trusted advisors warned them that doing this could damage social cohesion. They chose to ignore that advice and did it anyway, and lo and behold, it damaged social cohesion. I don't think we need Sherlock Holmes for this one. I believe we have solved the riddle already. Politicians...
Yeah, literally, people, I don't think the government even understand what's going on, guys. Like, I know they're getting paid. It's like, it's a lot of, like, we all know it's like the deep state, like paying people shady deals and stuff like that. Taking these people, the EU say taking all these people, and then we'll like pay you loads of money. But I hope they fund us, because already the refugees and stuff are just sleeping on the streets. You know, how can you bring people to your house and then have them sleep on the street, guys? Oh yeah, come on over, and then you have them sleeping on the flipping wooden floor. It's not even a wooden floor, it's a cold concrete floor that they're sleeping on with the rain outside. It's crazy. It's even worse than having people in your house. At least when you have people in your house, they're sleeping indoors in a warm place. This is outside in the cold on the street.
Stopped, looked directly at the landmine, and then proceeded to step on it anyway, but not before insulting those who had warned them not to do it first. Just listen to how Housing Minister Darragh O'Brien responded when independent TD Carol Nolan raised this as a concern as far back as 2022.
You are aware that in May the government was warned that the arrival of tens of thousands of refugees posed a risk to social cohesion and integration, particularly among deprived communities. That risk will be massively increased and will continue to grow and become widespread unless we seek to ensure that our barely functioning immigration system is brought under control.
Deputy, I respectfully say that your comments here this afternoon pose a risk to social cohesion. I want to be very clear on behalf of the government.
Outrageous. That's outrageous.
Deputy,
who's this fat boy? Dude, this guy's been eating too many damn Pop-Tarts. Dude, I don't even know, can I get pulled for slander? Let's just say he looks like he's been eating too many Pop-Tarts, okay? He's been eating it too much and not building houses for the people, guys, you know what I mean?
Nolan has walked a very fine line here this afternoon. And what you're calling for effectively is a cap on immigration.
The only Darragh O'Brien that I know and care about is the big massive rugby player guy, but he's not. He's a comedian from Dublin. I love Darragh O'Brien. For those who don't know, Darragh O'Brien, he's like the best comedian ever in Ireland, pretty much, apart from like Tommy Tiernan and a few others.
And a cap on asylum into this country. Let's be clear. I'm calling that out. That's what you're calling for. We will not support that. And we will not support a cap.
I think I've never...
Why not? Like, the thing is, guys, you should support a cap because just, you know, living beyond your means, like the country can live beyond its means as well. Like, if you bring people over here and then you don't have somewhere to stay, you don't have them somewhere to stay, Like he's getting paid dividends. He's getting paid, hey, bring these people in, we'll pay you loads of money. Doesn't matter where you put them, just have them in the country. Like, it's crazy, guys. That's not a good way to do it, guys. You have to be a little bit, understanding where you're going to house them and get your resources from to fund these people.
Immigration on this scale could lead to social problems, was insulted and demonized for the crime of having a bit of cop on and foresight. And even now that she has been fully vindicated and proven right, they still flatly refuse to apologise to her. Do you think that it was unfair of Minister O'Brien to accuse Deputy Nolan of undermining social cohesion by pointing out that we would run out of accommodation and we would end up in a crisis situation, which is now very obviously materialised?
Well, look, I would have a very different starting point on these issues to Deputy Nolan.
And he didn't answer the question. Believe it or not, he didn't answer the question. Wow.
And I certainly don't think she's owed an apology, no.
Oh, what? Bro, you don't have to be Nostradamus for this one. You know what I mean? I'm going to take it higher than Sherlock Holmes. You don't have to be Nostradamus 2020 for this one, guys, to understand that you're going to run out of houses eventually. I think we need like 80,000 houses being built a year, and we're only building like 20 or 30,000. So, bro, this is ridiculous.
The government is, of course, correct that the government does have a different starting point to Nolan on this issue. That is to say, they had the wrong starting point and hers was correct, as we have all now clearly seen with our own eyes. This was, after all, the same government that was planning to take 200,000 asylum seekers at one point. In reality, we only took a small fraction of that number, and the country has been plunged into chaos and mayhem ever since. So God help us if we ever got the full 200,000 amount that was originally planned. It would have been...
That would have been like, dude, bro, like, it's not even like people want to help people. I'm not this kind of guy, oh, let people die in a war or something. I'm not like that at all, but the country cannot sustain the amount of people coming here, guys. Like, we're not like America. Everyone thinks that Ireland is like the US, they try and portray this bullshit. Oh, we're like this land of opportunity, like in Europe, and Europe is not the land of opportunity. Europe is land of shit, guys. It doesn't have anything here. Like, if you guys want to go somewhere, go to the US, Canada, these different places that have massive amounts of economy, massive jobs, same in Australia. But like, for the same part, guys, Europe just isn't like that, bro. In my opinion, guys. Shit, call me crazy.
Been like the current situation, but on steroids. And yet still, there are apparently no
steroids. I'm all natural though, guys. You know what I mean? I ain't on steroids. Come on.
Plans of letting up as regards this issue. Polling clearly shows that Irish people want less migration, but last year we received 13,000 asylum seekers, and this year the government is projecting 22,000. It's actually accelerating.
We estimate.
I think though, the number that I pulled out, 200,000, it was like 112,000 over the course of like 2 years. So it's pretty wild. It's way more than that. That's just like actual people coming in that are like not seeking refugee or something like that.
Estimated will be around 22,000 people seeking international protection this year. That's a significant jump on the 13,000 who sought accommodation last year.
Dude, bro, listen, I can't even wait. Ireland is going to be like flipping, I don't even know what, guys. It's going to be like a flipping, just complete. It's going to change society like overnight, basically. In 1 year, Ireland is just going to be wild. Dude, this is, how many did he say? So we only took in 13,000 last year, and he's talking about 22,000. This, bro, Ireland's wild.
That's a significant jump on the 13,000 who sought accommodation last year.
For a sense of scale to help wrap your mind around these numbers, here's the number of asylum seekers we used to receive in a normal year before COVID, and here's what the government are projecting our intake is going to be now going forward.
Yeah, so look at this chart, guys. I don't want to make this video too goddamn long. People start switching off, but 2017, guys, it was about 3,000 people. Now, that's about the most that Ireland can handle. We came over here in 2004. Okay, it was barely any refugee people coming over at that point. I remember like being in Galway City and actually being like dead. Galway is so packed now. Galway is like just jam-packed with people. You can't even fucking drive down the street anymore. It's just bonkers packed, right? Now, for next year, for 2024, 22,000, it's even it's like Dublin 2023. Oh my god. Bro, this is just unbelievable, man. It's just gonna, bro, Ireland is going to be like a free-for-all. All right, getting into the city center is going to be like a rigmarole. Bro, I tell you what, man.
They're not even pretending that the influx is going to slow down or maybe get better.
Oh,
quite the opposite. They are telling us quite plainly that the surge in numbers that we are currently seeing is going to be continuing for the foreseeable future.
The Democrats in the USA are in cahoots with the EU, rigging them up. Okay, just keep pouring them in. Oh, bro, I have too much fun. But Joe, it's actually crazy. Like, bro, it's crazy. Just keep pouring people in. It's like, bro, the people that sleep on the street, you can't do anything but just keep pouring people in.
Just this week, we saw how the village of Dundrum in County Tipperary has a population of 165 natives, and they're planning to move 280 asylum seekers into a local hotel. Literally more migrants than the local population. It just never ends.
But I'm telling you, Ireland is just going to become a rigmarole to do anything. Like if you want to go to the city centre, you know, it's going to take you 3 hours type of shit.
Meanwhile, our leaders have also made it clear that you have no say or veto over any of this. As then Taoiseach Leo Varadkar openly explained, the so-called community engagement that the government has been participating in has nothing to do with seeking permission to do what they're doing to your community. It's really about helping communities to welcome the new arrivals.
The purpose of the community engagement team is to improve the flow of information regarding arrivals into areas and to help equip local communities with the information required to help them understand the current situation and to assist with the welcome and integration process for new arrivals. It's not a
He didn't even look up once when he was saying that, guys. He's so embarrassed, you know.
case that community engagement is about seeking permission from communities as to whether people are going to move into their area. It is about information, dispelling misinformation, and responding to genuine worries.
This is what the government means by quote-unquote engagement. What they're saying here is, we are putting this asylum centre into your area and we're not asking for your permission. However, if you're unhappy about this, we can explain to you why you're wrong and why us forcing this on you is actually a good thing. Hopefully that smooths things over. Well, no, it doesn't, quite frankly, because that isn't real engagement. That's railroading people while talking down to them like they're idiots.
Yeah.
And when all of this leads to social fragmentation and there's widespread unrest, what is the state's solution? Well, to consider deploying the army as a show of force on behalf of the state.
And you believe water cannon and the army is what needs? Is what's needed?
Okay. So let me.
This guy is suggesting to get out the goddamn National Guard to come and curtail the people. Who is this Timmy Dooley Good? All these people are just complete nobodies, guys. I've never even heard of any of these people, guys. All right, and I've been watching politics for a long time. They're complete nobodies. They shouldn't even be in power, guys. Just wait till I get into power, guys. When you vote for me, vote number 1, County Gaines, it's gonna be over, guys. None of this shit's gonna happen. Like this guy thinks he's in the flippin' in some sort of American, you know what I mean? He thinks he's in flippin' Lone Survivor, one of those American movies. This guy's a clown, dude. Bringing in the military to curtail the people, some sort of martial law type of thing. What?
Explain the point about the army. It's not about, but it's not about. It's not about bringing on tanks. It's not about bringing military men with guns. It's about having a show of strength on behalf of the state.
Ah, yes, I'm very sure that the state deploying the army against its own citizens is sure to calm the situation right down and not be divisive at all.
Dude, man is fitting to start a Tiananmen Square type of job. A Tiananmen Square and flipping China type of job. You know what I mean? Like, what's he talking about? Dude, this is a wild scenario.
Actually, while you're at it, maybe pass the hate speech bill as well, which would take away one of the few remaining social safety valves that people have left, i.e. the ability to speak your mind and vent, even if what you're saying is offensive to some people.
Yeah, the hate speech bill, guys, is elites to communism. The people with the guns, the government and stuff, they actually curtail the people. You'll basically be able to do nothing, guys. I hate to be that guy. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but what the hate speech bill leads to is communism, and then what it leads to, okay, is people with guns having the power, okay? Because we don't have guns in Ireland. We don't have anything to actually stop our government going tyrannical. We don't have anything to stop anything, guys. So that's it, man. Freedom's zero. I'll see you guys in prison.
I'm sure forcibly shutting people up by law when they're already furious and then flooding the streets with military personnel to enforce policies that nobody wants is a surefire recipe for cool heads and national unity. If you wanted to create a political class who are despised, a police force who nobody respects, and a furious, ugly society of very angry people who feel so betrayed that they don't much care about following the rules anymore, then you would do exactly what this country is doing now.
Yeah.
There is nothing that could be more divisive than what we are currently seeing unfold in this country.
Bro, it's
it is a
terrible.
recipe for utter disaster, and a foreseeable disaster at that. Poorly managed social change has left this country a powder keg, and that should concern us all.
Jeez.
The ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "If you don't change direction, you may end up where you're heading."
Lao Tzu, I think he was Sun Tzu's brother, or was it his dad?
If our leaders allow this country to end up where it's heading, we may all come to sorely regret it.
Yeah, so Sun Tzu made the art of war, so it's kind of a good analogy there. I love that. If you don't change the direction, you may end up where you're heading. It's crazy, guys. Like you know, there should be some sort of community engagement, and what I mean by that is actually, like, you know, having votes, guys. Like, if I was in power, guys, liberty and freedom for all, I would have everybody voting. I'd have everyone, you know, happy and healthy, and, you know, we can all talk our opinion and bring people together. You know, I feel like there's this massive disconnect, you know, and we don't have like a major government in Ireland. Like, it's like it's only like 200 people. So, like, you know, we should have that sort of relationship with the people and with the government. You know, it shouldn't be so divided. So let me know your thoughts. I love you all, my beautiful people of Ireland. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys think that County Gains news media is keeping up to date with everything that's going on. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Yeah, it's just wild, guys. 280 people in a village of 165. It's just, bro, it's crazy, man. I don't even know, guys. I didn't know too much about the whole idea of the Coolock thing, but I just knew that people are just going crazy up there, guys. And I'm nowhere near it, thank God. But it's probably coming to a town near you guys. I love you all, man. Stay free, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.